Good morning, viewers. Thank you for joining us. I'm Nabila. This is breaking news. Francis banned smartphone at school. Francis has pointed to ban smartphone and personal table from school. Lawmakers voted overwhelmingly by 16 to 1 on Monday to prohibit students aged between 3 and 50 from even bringing their device to school. The ban is part of a campaign to reduce education electronic. It follows a campaign promise made by France's President Emmanuel Macron 2017. France's Minister of Education Michel Blanquer also campaigning for saying devices are harmful to children development. He called mobile devices a public health crisis and desired law protect children from the punishment of screen education and the punishment of mobile phones. The new ban stated very various law made in 2010 that meant students called to ask their device in lesson. There are expectations to the ban for students with disabilities and from using device in the classroom for extracurricular activities. Many lawmakers do not believe the ban is no proof about change. They believe the ban is little more than a publicity stunt. Application of the ban stands at 50 and older will depend on policy of individual schools. Experts have found the increasing use of mobile devices causes cyber education, sleep corruption and violence. Evidence of the ban said it's backward step and will not lead in increasing in learning. That's all the news today. Thank you for your attention and have a nice day.
Good morning, viewers. Thank you for joining us. I'm Anissa Permana. This is breaking news. World's oldest bread recipe found. Researchers have found the world's oldest example of bread. A research team from the Universities of Cambridge, Copenhagen, and London found ancient breadcrumbs while on an archaeological dig in Jordan. The breadcrumbs were charred and burned, which is how they survived for so long. The researchers dated the crumbs and found they were roughly 14,400 years old. This means that people in the Stone Age were making bread. The researchers say humans were making bread 4,000 years earlier than scientists thought. The people who baked the bread lived in Jordan from around 12,500 to 9,500 BC. They were hunter-gatherer and lived thousands of years before humans settled down to become farmers. The researchers discovered 24 burnt breadcrumbs. They analyzed them and found they were made from several plants such as barley, wheat, and oats. The ancient Jordanians began by girding cereal into a fine flour. Then they mixed the flour with water to make them. After that, they baked it in the wood ashes of a fireplace over the hot stone. The ancient people realized the bread looked like the flat pita bread still made across the Middle East today. Another researcher said the bread could be one reason for the agricultural revolution started. Stone Age people realized it was easier and more confident from the wheat program instead of gathering it from the land. That's all for today. Thank you for your attention and have a nice day. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good morning, viewers. Thank you for joining us. I'm Sofiana Malina. This is breaking news. Nicer people are poor, say study. New research shows that nicer people are likely to be poorer than people who are not so nice. Researchers looked at how the personalities of different people affected how rich or well-off they were. The researchers found that people with nice personality were worse off financially than people who were more selfish. Kinder people found it more difficult to look after their money. Researchers Dr. Drew Gladstone said this was because of the agreeableness of people who were kinder, more trusting, and more caring. He said, "We find that agreeableness is associated with various things in financial hardship, including lower savings, higher debt, and higher default rates." The researchers looked at data from different sources, including two online surveys taken by almost 4,000 participants. The data included answers to questions on people's financial situation, how people got into debt, and people's attitude towards money. They compared this data with surveys in which almost 5,000 people answered questions about their personality and their agreeableness. The researchers said agreeable people seem to care less about money and so they look at after or manage their money wisely. Researcher Sandra Mays said that being kind and trusting had financial costs. She wanted to better understand why nice guys seem to finish last. That's all the breaking news today. Thank you for your attention and have a nice day.
Good morning, viewers. Thank you for joining us. I'm Rifka Sultana. This is breaking news. France 1 in present boom on internet apps. France government has asked Google to blur all images of France prison on the internet. The request is because a prisoner escaped from their prison near Paris in July. The prisoner who escaped was a famous killer. He is known as the jailbreak king because he has escaped from prison in France many times. The people who helped the man escape from their prison used a helicopter to land inside the prison and then flew the man out. They used Google Maps to get an idea of the layout of the prison grounds. France Justice Minister has now asked Google to remove or blur all images of prison in France from the service. This is to help stop future jailbreaks. France Justice Minister said she particularly wanted all aerial photos to be blurred, so no one could use them to carry out criminal activities. She complained to a local radio station that it's not normal that photos of security buildings such as our prison are out there on the internet. Google said it has contacted the companies that provide the image. A spokesperson told Reuters News Agency that Google Mapping service is image provided by other companies. It said we have given our supplier a list of sensitive locations and asked them to take the necessary steps as soon as possible to confirm with the law. That's all the news today. Thank you for your attention and have a nice day.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us. I am Saskia Lisa. This is breaking news. France wants its prison blurred on the internet maps. France government has asked Google to blur all images of the France prison on the internet. The request is because a prisoner escaped from the Rue prison near Paris in July. The prisoner who escaped was a famous killer. He's known the jailbreak king because he has escaped from the prison in the France many times. The people who helped the man escape from the aroused prisons used a helicopter to land inside the prison and flew the man out. They used Google Maps to get an idea of the layout of the grounds prisons. France Justice Minister has asked now Google to remove or blur all image of the prison in France from its service. This is to help stop future jailbreaks. France Justice Minister said she particularly wants our areas to blur so no one can use them to carry out the criminal activities. She complained to a local radio station. It's not a normal that photo of security of buildings. Some our prisons are not out there on the internet. Google says it has contacted the companies that provides the images. A spokesperson told Reuters News Agency that Google Mapping service used images provided from other companies. It said we have given our supplier a list of sensitive locations and asked them to the necessary steps as soon as possible with the love. That's all the news today. Thank you for attention and have a nice day.
Good morning, viewers. Thank you for our attention. Thank you for joining us. I am Aisha Salsabila. This is breaking news. World's oldest breed recently found. Researchers have found the world's oldest example of breed. A research team from the universities of Cambridge, Copenhagen, and London from ancient breadcrumbs followed an archaeological dig in Jordan. The breadcrumbs were charred and burned, which is how they survived for so long. The researchers dug the crumb and found they were only 14,400 years old. This means that people in the Stone Age were making bread. The researchers said humans were making bread 4,000 years earlier than scientists do. That people who baked the bread lived in Jordan from around 12,500 to 9,500 BC. They were hunter-gatherers and lived thousands of years before humans settled down to become farmers. The researchers discovered 24 birds' breadcrumbs. They analyzed them and found they were made from cereal plants such as barley, wheat, and oats. The ancient Jordanians began by grinding cereals into fine flour. They then mixed the flour with water to make dough. After that, they baked it in the hot ashes of a fireplace or in a hot stone. The bread looked like the flapping bread still made across the Middle East today. Another researcher said the bread could be one reason for the agricultural revolution starting. Stone Age people realized that it was easier and more convenient to farm the wheat for bread instead of getting it from the wild. And that's all the news today. Thank you for your attention and have a nice day.